Hey YouTube, so today we're going to be doing an interview technical skills assessment. So we're basically simulating an IT manager asking us some questions and we need to answer them by going through the VM that they give us access to or something like that. So let me open up my notes. So the questions I got them off Kev Tech's YouTube channel, and the video title on that channel is called IT Support Helpdesk Interview Questions Part 9. And I also added my own questions. So yeah, let's start. So we'll start off with my questions and we'll go through his. Okay, so the first question is how to set up an offline account. So the reason why I decided to do this question because in the previous video that I did about joining a user to the domain, I was struggling to set up my Windows 11 VM because when you go to personal use, you go to next. If I remember correctly, there used to be a setup offline button somewhere under personal use. There used to be a setup offline, but I guess that's not it. So I went onto Reddit and they were saying, yeah, just put no at thankyou.com. I tried that. I clicked next. I put a random password next, and that didn't work. Then I tried a at a.com. That didn't work. I looked at the sign-in options. That didn't work. Forget username. You still need to put in an email. And I didn't want to actually create an email. And they even said open the command prompt, which is Shift F10. Yeah, Shift F10. You can do ipconfig. Uh, they said, yeah, just remove the IP, so that'll be ipconfig release. Okay, the IP is gone. Now let's try personal sign in. You see, they said they said if you did that, it'll take you to local sign in, but that doesn't work anymore. So let's just ipconfig. What's up? ipconfig new. Okay, next. So then what I try to do is maybe to find an option under setup for school, for work and school. You go next, and over here, what you do is you go to sign in options, and then that's where you find domain join instead. And then that's when you can do the regular setup, like putting in your name and going through that whole process. And then my next question for the interview skills is how to open the command prompt on setup. I just did that. That's Shift F10, and we can do everything inside here. Okay, now that we're done with that, let's access our other VM. Login. Let's just wait for a bit. Okay, we are back. So the next question is, let's go to the top. How would you change the name of a computer? So that's, you just go to start, right click, settings, and you can rename the PC here, or you go to system and about and rename it here. And the next question would be, how would you change the resolution of the monitor? So you can right click anywhere on the desktop, and then just click more options, display options. You can change the resolution over here. Then the next question is, how would you clear the Chrome browser cache? Do I have Chrome on this? No, I don't have Chrome on this. But basically how you would do it, similar to Microsoft Edge, hopefully, is you'd go to, well, let's wait for this thing to set up. Okay, start, don't allow, continue, don't allow. Okay, next, finish. Okay, so hopefully what you would do, well, I've done this many times. You just go to history, and then under the delete option, I don't know where it is for Edge, but on Chrome, under the delete history option, you can select cache, delete cache, you can select delete bookmarks, you can select delete passwords, and that's there it is. That's normally how you do it for Chrome. And I guess for Microsoft Edge, this is how you do it. Here's cache, images and files, cookies, download history, browser history, passwords. So very similar to Chrome. Okay, then the next question is, how would you reset a user on Active Directory? Let me pause the video, open up my domain controller, then I'll be back. Okay, so we are back. So the question was how to reset a user on Active Directory. Well, you can reset them in a couple of ways. You can reset their password, reset an expired account, quite a few things. Okay, so over here, if we go to, I think it's accounts, there we go. So with account, let's say the user phones and says I can't access the domain, the prompt, the warning is telling me that my account is expired. You can change it here. So let's say they're going on holiday or something. You could make the account expired, or you can even disable the account. So that's how you do it for there. And let's say the accounts, they put in the password too many times and they get locked out. Uh, you can unlock the account here. And let's say we wanted to reset the password. Let's see here, reset password is right here. So actually, let's try this. Let's see if I'm logged in. Where am I logged in as? Options. Okay, I could have just gone to settings. I don't know why I went the long way. Okay, that's good. But let me just ping the domain controller just to make sure. No, that's the wrong one. 10.5. Okay, that's good. Just make sure that that's the IP config. Yes, that's the IP. So let's go to our group policy management and see what the actual policies are for passwords. Let's open all. Okay, password policy. Remember 24, 90 days, maximum age 90 days, minimum 1, password length. There we go. Account lockout policy. Account lockout threshold 5, invalid logon attempt. So let's try that out. So let's sign out. Let's do a few random passwords. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see if that works. Just waiting, just waiting. I might have to pause the video. Let's see. And let me pause it and I'll be back. Okay, so we are back and it says over here the reference account is currently locked out and may not be logged onto. So Jess would phone us at Helpdesk and say, yeah, Coffee or Alshadin, I can't log into my account. It's saying I'm locked out. So as Helpdesk, we probably won't have access to the domain controller. We'd probably have a Helpdesk account, which has a few tools on there, maybe like RSAT tools for Windows 10, and we have the Active Directory users and computers downloaded. So yeah, Jess has a problem. We can go here, right click. Actually, not right click. Let's actually go onto it. We go to account, and then as you can see over here, unlock account. This account is currently locked out on the Active Directory domain controller. So we click there, we click apply, then we tell okay, just please try your password again. So she tries, and there we go. She was able to get logged in. Okay, let's see. And then the next question would be, how would you troubleshoot someone who can't access a website? Okay, so with this question, we're going to assume that there's nothing wrong with the physical layer of the OSI model. All the cables are plugged in, all the lights are flashing, meaning traffic is going through. We're going to assume that the computer is connected to the internet. So we're going to assume that they have the right IP, DHCP is good, DNS is good, everything is good. So what we would first do is actually use our own cell phone and use our own cellular provider network, or I guess just 4G. Just make sure that we can actually go onto the website through our own phone. This is what KevTech said, so shout out to him. We can use our phone to check that we can access the website. And if we can't access the website on our phone, that means that it's the actual companies that companies, let's say it's google.com, it's actual Google servers that are down. So there's nothing we can do on our side. But if I can access it on my cell phone, then that means that our firewalls are blocking the user's access. And what we normally do would probably escalate it to cybersecurity or to help desk level 2 or to whoever so that they can whitelist the website. So the next question is, what advice would you give a user that wants to know how to secure their computer at home? Well, that's quite a broad question. So full disclosure, I just wrote a list down here that I'm gonna read off. So I'd basically, well, the basic things would be have a strong password. Have a strong password for your computer. Um, Keep your software up to date. Make sure you have antivirus installed. Make sure that you have a firewall and it's working. In terms of, let's say, uh, accessing sensitive websites and software. Well, this is more security for websites. So just make sure you have multi-factor. Like let's say you're logging onto something, make sure you have multi-factor. When it comes to the signing onto the PC, you can enable PIN. Because if I remember correctly, the PIN is hardware locked. So you can only use that PIN when you're signing on to your user profile. You can only use the PIN when you're signing on with this PC. And then next, let's see. Yeah, Just make sure when you're opening emails, be cautious for phishing. You don't want to download any malware. You can do regular backups. Like I personally have um, backups to Google Cloud, as you can see over here. That's my Google Drive. Okay, so they can also use BitLocker to encrypt their hard drives, which basically, when you enable BitLocker, uh, a private key is stored inside the TPM, and you can only use that that I think it's stored on the motherboard, so I think you can only use that motherboard to access the hard drive, if I remember correctly. And and uh, and then the recovery key, uh, the user should store it somewhere safe. You'd obviously wouldn't explain so many technical things to a user just asking about how to protect your computer at home. Well, that's one way. And then the next thing would be, let's see here. When it comes to Wi-Fi, just make sure you're connected to your own home Wi-Fi. Make sure that you have a strong Wi-Fi password. And also, if let's say you're using a laptop and you're using public Wi-Fi, if you really have to use public Wi-Fi, make sure you're using a VPN. And when once you're done doing whatever you need to do, turn off the Wi-Fi. And then the last point would be to remove unnecessary software. Let's say you sometimes you have a small project to do and you download so many pieces of software. After that, just delete what you don't need. So that would be ways to protect yourself, protect your computer. And that is it for today. Thank you for listening. I'll see you in the next video.